You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned. You are tuned in to What Up. Hey everybody, this is Dr. Lady J. Listen, as you know, I am always on the go. I'm waiting for Monty to call in, so you may see me moving around in the background because this show was supposed to come on last night, but we couldn't come on last night because we were in Annapolis. I'm sorry, that's my phone. Give me 1 second, guys. Hello? Okay. All right. Okay. So we were in Annapolis last night and we did not leave. We did not leave until, and I apologize for my phone ringing. I think people are kind of confused because they're used to him coming on last night. And so, let me see. So anyway, we were in Annapolis. We got there at 12:30 yesterday, 12:30 in the afternoon. When we left Annapolis last night, it was after 11 o'clock last night. And so we have been down there. Yesterday's bill was fighting for young people to not be charged as adults and sent to adult facilities because a lot of these children are getting hurt in these facilities and they just should not be in there. And so, you have those who oppose it. You have those who are down there fighting for it. And it was 40 people all together. And yesterday, this here again, gets on my nerves. Yesterday, they had so many bills going on yesterday that by the time they actually got to us, we were, I don't know, like number 18. I don't even remember. And I'm so tired right now. If it looks like my eyes are closed, it's because they probably are. I've been asleep like all day. Just tired. We were down there for over, close to 12 hours yesterday. So that's why we had to move all of Thursday night shows we moved them to Friday. Let's see, who's that? It says, hi, Monty. Pam is listening. So we're waiting for Monty to call in. What I'd like for you to do while we're waiting is to make sure that you share this video. I want to say something before we get started. And I want to make something really clear about this show. The thing I want to make clear is that when we do this show, and I've had some people say, be careful in what you talk about, be careful with the inmates and all of that. Well, I've actually been doing this work for about 25 years. I know I look 25, but I've been doing it for about 25 years. So I've been in and out of the prisons working with them. I've been in the halfway houses, a transitional housing, all of that with the women and men. These are not shows that we just throw together and we say, let's do a show. I want to make it clear that I'm not doing it for ratings because I don't need to do that for ratings. This is something that is a passion for me and something that I love to do. She said, I'm here. Good seeing you. You're tired and still beautiful. I'm telling you, I am exhausted. And I have to go out. So if you guys see me moving around, that's why. But I didn't want Monty to miss because Monty looks forward to this, so I didn't want him to miss doing this. But getting back to what I was saying, um, these are guided conversations, and so Monty and I actually meet. We talk. One night we were on the phone. I think it was 11 o'clock at night because he had to keep calling back, because their time. Uh, they have limited amount of time, and so these are guided conversations. We talk about what he wants to talk about, and then I kind of talk to him in a way of how should we do this, are you comfortable? And so, because my thing is this, I don't want anybody to hurt Monty on the inside because Monty's talking or whatever. What I don't have control over, what's been happening, is that we do have inmates who are listening, and they call in. I don't know what they're going to say, and I don't have control over that. If I catch something, I will cut them off, just to for their safety. But the one thing Monty was saying to me is that he's been locked down so long, and it's so much that he wants to say, it's so much that he wants to share. um you know let's see. Yes, she is. I used to work for the visitor service in DC. Hey, Pamela Darby. And so it's so much that he wants to share and he wants to let out, and he can share, and he understands that he can share to a point. He's on the inside, so he knows how much he can say. So I just wanted to clarify that, because people have been like, be careful, be careful, be careful. I live in Baltimore City. I gotta be careful every day. I think I need to be more careful walking on the streets of Baltimore than what I'm doing right now, because every time I go out this door, there's a huge chance that I may not come back. And so, hey, nephew, that's nephew, that's Tay. So, I just wanted to share that with you. But I do thank everybody for their concern. Thank you for pulling me up. I have no problem being pulled up ever. Believe me, no problem. So thank you for pulling me up. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm not new to this. It's just something that I don't really talk about, for the privacy of the people that I'm working with, because sometimes I'm counseling them as a chaplain, and so just for their privacy, I don't talk about this side of me. But I believe maybe it's time, we have to shed light on some things. And going to Annapolis, this is my first time actually going down to Annapolis. And guys, we're waiting for Monty to call in. Okay, his brother said he's still waiting for him to. Let me see. He said he's still waiting for him to call, but he should be calling soon. So we're gonna be patient, no problem. And he has to be off at a certain time. So we're going to be patient. Like I told him, we're going to wait for him. We know what it is. Let me see. Blessings to what y'all doing with this platform. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So this year was a thing where going to Annapolis has opened my eyes up. Like, I would watch here and there, like on the, if it came on the news or something, but I've never gone to Annapolis. So going down to Annapolis, and yesterday, like I got kind of ticked off because of the way they were talking about it. They said everything but lock them up and throw away the key. And I know that's what they wanted to say. And then there was a comment made about George Floyd that I think ticked all of us up in the room. And I'm so glad. I think his name is Delegate Moon. Thank you so much for checking that attorney. Thank you. Because when he made that comment about George Floyd, which had nothing to do with what we were there for, sending children to adult facilities, and Gordon Pack sat there and said at 15 he was sent to an adult facility, and he said, yes, what I did was wrong, but he didn't deserve to be in an adult facility. This man just got out. He's 58 years old. He went in at 15 in an adult facility and got out at 58. I'm pretty sure he's gone through so much trauma in his life. Hey, Tanya. Yeah, I'm going to switch over to my phone. Give me 1 second because I got to go out. So this is the deal, everybody. Every Friday, I'm blessed with a wonderful son. So every Friday, my son takes me out, and he's outside waiting for me. So I'm going to switch over to my phone so I can still talk to y'all. But yeah, so Thank you, Delegate Moon, for checking him, because that was not the conversation. But I felt like, he just needed to have something to say. And so, I will definitely, from this point on, I will be going to Annapolis. Now, the sessions are over in April. And we will be down there next week. We have to go down we had to be down there twice. And so what's happening is that we don't even know. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else that they're doing. I'm gonna tell you what they're doing. We get there at 12:30, sessions, they start around 1. Hold on 1 second. I think my son is calling me. You here now? Okay, I'm coming down. So this, this is a family show, so y'all forgive me. And so sessions start at 1. We get there all the time around 12:30. We are always the last ones that they call to testify. I'm not lying. When we get off, when this show is over, check out Miss Gwen's show that's coming on at 8:00. All of those ladies have been incarcerated for quite a many years. Check out their show. We are always the last ones. We got there, I think we were number 18, which meant we were going to be there for a while. So it was like we were sitting around. We went and ate. We sat around some more. Some people fell asleep. I was trying to do some work. Like, it's almost like they want to push your button. So you say, you know what, forget it. We going home. But I'm going to tell you, those ladies that I was down there with, Miss Gwen is in her 70s. Those ladies that I was down there with, they're in it for the long haul. And we were like, you know what? We ain't going home. We're going to sit right here. We're going to sit right here. Y'all want to play? And if y'all want to be here till 1 o'clock in the morning, we're going to be here till 1 o'clock in the morning. So we ended up, like I said, when they finally called for testimonies, y'all, it was almost 10 o'clock last night when they called. And guess what? People were in the hallways. One lady, Joseph's wife, drove from Pennsylvania to testify, and this lady had to drive all the way to Pennsylvania back by herself. And we was like, you know what? We are not leaving. We're going to sit right here. And so I guess when it was time to call us, the room was empty. And when they finally called, hold on 1 second, y'all, because I'm going to switch over. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. So I'm sorry. I had to switch over because my son is outside waiting. Every Friday, somebody got to lock the door. Every Friday he takes me out to eat, and so he's outside waiting. And I didn't want Monty not to do his show, and it's his show. So once he comes on, I'm going to be quiet. But they're still waiting for him to call in. So yeah, so yesterday we actually what we did was the room was empty because of course everybody's tired. We've been there since 12:30. So when they finally called our bill, which was bill 1180, I'm never going to forget that number, House Bill 1180. When they finally called us, they said, they were looking, and I think they might have thought that, ooh, it's raining out here. I mean, icing or something. I think they probably thought that we were gone. And so when they called us, like everybody came in the room and that room was full. And we let them know that we're not going nowhere. Like we're here for the long haul. So when we left Annapolis, when we got out of there, it was 10:55 last night. That's why I was asleep all day today. If anybody was trying to reach me, I was asleep. Where's my son at? Oh, there he is. So, that's what happened. And we are still going to go down next week. We have to go down twice. We have to be there. Can you do me a favor and just turn your music off because I'm doing a live right now. I'm waiting for Monty to call in. Okay, y'all. So you gotta travel with me. Travel with me. So, let me turn this light on. So, that's what happened last night, and um, we are still fighting. There's still a lot of bills. The main thing that I'm seeing with these bills is that our children, our black and brown children, uh, their thing is this: if they go to prison, they go to prison. And they said a lot of things about our children last night. The opposing side, the attorneys, they said a lot of stuff about our children last night. And if we don't go down there and fight, your child, my child, they could be locked up and the key thrown away if we don't go down and fight. And so it's important when we talk about, and I'm on this end. Now I'm talking because I would hear people saying how we need to go down there, and I kind of paid no attention. But this is the thing: when you sit in those sessions and you hear how they're talking about our children, it will make you want to get up and fight because they are have pretty much made up their mind that our children are almost like animals and they need to be locked up behind the cage. So that's what the sessions are like. So when we ask you to come down to Annapolis with us, that's the reason why. And I just want to say I'm learning so much from being a part of everything that's going on down there. I'm learning a lot, a lot. You know, the crazy part is a lot of the politicians that are there. I have interviewed a lot of them, and now I'm actually sitting there and I'm seeing how some of them really are. Um, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So, let me see. Yvette said, "Lady J, you are the voice for many. We need to hear from those inside. It's uh, it's a whole different world behind those walls." Yes, it is. So we're still waiting for Monty to call. I'm not really sure what's going on, y'all, because normally his brother said, "I'm still waiting for him to call." I hope that he can get on tonight because he is so excited about coming on. Tonight he wanted to talk about, like, when we're on the phone sometimes. Sorry. Put this over here. Like switch. This way? Like put this in this hand. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. So so we were I don't know how many of y'all watched the show what is it? Love After Lockup. Oops, let me put my seatbelt on. Hold on, y'all. I don't know how many people watch Love After Lockup. So one night we were all on the phone like laughing because that's one of my favorite shows. Don't ask me why. Don't judge me. Do not judge me. I just really like the show. And even though I know a lot of it may be scripted, well, it is scripted. Monty was like, he's like, it's not even really like that. But so we had those conversations and we laugh and we joke. But like I said, I just wanted you all to know that um I would never do anything that would put him at harm in doing these shows because that's not the purpose of this. And my apologies, y'all. Even though we are even though we're doing this, the purpose of it is to educate people and to also give those behind the wall a voice. We want to give them a voice. Is your seatbelt on? We want to give those behind the wall a voice. And so thank God that we do have this platform, and that's what we're going to use it for. We're going to use it to give them a voice. Hey, Dr. Porter. Um, so when this show goes off, make sure that you tune in at 8 o'clock for, I call them Women of Wisdom. And it's crazy because they had a group when they were incarcerated that was called Women of Wisdom. I call them that because they're older women and they have served time in prison, and they are truly, when I tell you these women are giving back, like they are warriors. I love them. They are giving back. So they're coming on at 8 o'clock. If anybody wants to tune in, well, no, I'm not gonna say if you want to tune in at 8 o'clock, and make sure you check out their show. These shows normally come on Thursdays. Monty is at 7, and the Women of Wisdom are at 8. But like I said, Annapolis last night, we were there until late last night. Um, Another thing that we've been fighting for is for the elderly. Um, we're fighting for them to not have to live their last days out in prison. Now, Hamza was one of the people who testified a few weeks ago, and he was talking about how some of those elderly people that are incarcerated have dementia. They are really, really sick. They go to the bathroom on themselves. They're not able to feed themselves. And he was one of the people who would actually go in to take care of them when he was inside. And so he was testifying because they want to make sure that they can get them some help. Why have them in there? Why not just let them go, or let them go to a facility on the outside so they can get the care and the treatment that they need? And just hearing some of the testimony from the people who were incarcerated is just really sad how, you know, they are treated on the inside. And I do understand other people. We were in DC last week, and there was families testifying about how, they were victims of crime. I think the one lady, her daughter had been murdered. And I do understand that. And I'm not minimizing that at all. I definitely understand that. Um, I've had things happen in my family. So I definitely understand that. But at the same time, we still have a work to do when it comes to certain things for those who are on the inside. And that's my belief. Please don't think I'm, minimizing any pain or anything that people have gone through, because I am not. But we still have to make sure that we do things in the right way. And so a lot of these bills that we're going down for, there's another bill that we went down for women who have children. Um, One of the ladies who was incarcerated had to deliver her baby, and she was chained to the bed. Now, I've had a child. And when you are in labor, you ain't running nowhere. You believe me, you're not running. All you want to happen is for that baby to come out. But she was actually chained to the bed, shackled, I should say, hands and feet, to deliver her baby. She's not going anywhere. And so some of these things that they're doing are, they're just archaic. And we have to make sure that even though these people are incarcerated, that we're not doing things that, like, I think one of the bills yesterday, they said it came out in like the 1800s. Like, why is it still in the books? And so we have to make sure that we're not doing certain things. We got to do things the right way. And even though these people are incarcerated, we still have to treat them the right way. And so that was another bill that we were fighting for. And, to get that changed. And then they're having their babies, which almost reminded me of slavery. They're having their babies, and, a couple days later, the babies are taken away from them. And so, there's no bonding time. And so it's a lot of different bills that we've been going down there for. I don't have my book with me because otherwise I would just read them off to you. But it's so many things that I didn't even think about, and I didn't even know were going on the inside. Like because I've never been incarcerated, so I didn't know. And so just to be in the room, and we're sitting there having discussions about whether or not a woman should be shackled while she's delivering. Like, to me, that's a no-brainer. If you've had a kid, and for the women that are sitting in there, trying to make a decision, um, that's a no-brainer. Give me 1 second, guys. Hello? No, I can't be on the phone because I'm waiting for one of the guys. He's an inmate, and I'm waiting for him to call, so I have to hang up. I thought that was him calling. Okay, all right, right. Okay, no, I thought that was him calling, but it's not. Because he's calling through another person tonight. So the way that we have to do this is because they don't have internet access. He has to call someone, and then they have to call me, and that's the way you all are able to hear them. So we're still waiting. But I don't know if you guys have any questions or if you have any comments. You can go ahead and put them in. Let me check with his brother and see if he has heard anything. Give me 1 second. Call his brother to find out. Maybe Friday night is not a good night. Wasn't a good night, but we will see. We're hoping, even if we can get him on for a few minutes. I know he would be so upset if he can't get on. Let me see. Let me call his brother. Have you heard from him yet? Okay. So yeah, so I'm still on. I'm still on live. I'm just trying to, hold people on until he comes on. But just go ahead and log in like you did, and as soon as I see you pop on, I'll bring you up. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So he's still waiting. And I thank you all for being patient because thank you all for being patient and waiting for him. So Monty has been incarcerated, I think, for 16 years, and he's in his 30s. And he shared a bit of his story when he came on before. If you go on YouTube, if you go to What Up Baltimore TV, you'll be able to actually hear him, hear his story. And then we had some other guys who called in, and I appreciate them calling in. I appreciate the fact that you all are trusting the platform to do this. So thank you so much. But if anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to put them in. Um, we are working behind the scenes, and I can't really say what we're working on because you can't put everything out there, but we're working behind the scenes. Miss Leah Green, who is an amazing woman, and who these young men are like her sons, and the ladies are like her daughters. And so shout out to Miss Leah. I think she's going to be on the next show coming on. And so we do have a question, and the question is, what are the 2 dates to appear in Annapolis? I want to go, but due to my work schedule, it's difficult. But I want to get the UNIA involved. Okay, I will put those dates up on the screen so you all will know what dates we're going to Annapolis next week. It's two days that we'll be going next week. And let me say this again: when we go to Annapolis, I pretty much have to clear my schedule because we don't know when we're going to be called. But we get there because they go back in session at 1 o'clock. And so we try to get there by 12:30. So I tell everyone who wants to go, if you know that you have other things that you need to do, it probably would be best to drive your car to Annapolis because we're not leaving. We're there for the long haul. And since we don't know when we're going to be called, bring your food. Sometimes we walk down to, they have a lot of restaurants down there. We walk around, and God has just blessed us every time we've gone. It's just been beautiful weather. So we're able to just, kind of walk around and hang out for a little bit. You are able to talk to the delegates that are there. They're very friendly. They're very open. You can also go to some of the offices where your delegate is. You can come down and go to your delegate's office and talk to them. So it's a very educational day every time we go there. I get educated on a lot of things, and you know there were students there yesterday as well. They were down there talking about their college education and getting grants and money and everything. So it's not just one bill that's going on. There are a whole bunch of bills going on in the state and the Senate And so the buildings are across from each other. So it depends on what you want to come down for. You know, one day I was down there and I just walked around while I was waiting, and they were talking about these young people who have cars, and you know how they have that loud noise on their car when they start the car, and you can hear them from around the corner. Um, they're talking about banning that, and so there are just so many different not conversations, but testimonies that are taking place there, and you can really become educated on a lot of things. So that's what going to Annapolis is all about. Um, I know that Monty has to work. I think he has to work at 8, and so hopefully we can get him on. Him and I talked. I think it was we were. Well, I was texting his fiance last night, and I talked to Monty on Wednesday, I believe. We talked around 3 different times on Wednesday. So, like I said, because we really want to make sure that when these guys come on and these women come on, that they're not just saying some things that might get them in trouble or the platform in trouble. So we want to make sure that everything is guided. I will be having a conversation with his caseworker. So there's different things that we're going to be doing because we want to make sure that we do all of this in the right way. Monty's hope is that you all will be able to see his face. That's what he talked about on Wednesday. He wants people to not just hear his voice, but he wants you to put a face with the voice so he can have that conversation with you all. Um, yeah, so okay. So he wants to be able to have that conversation with you all. And so that's something that doing the recording, the only way we can do that now is to record him and play it later. But like he said, no, I want to talk to the people. So we may do a recording and I may play it one day and then have him come on another day. He is actually working on some things for himself inside, which is good. And I want to give a shout out to the men and the women who come down to Annapolis, because I'm telling you guys, if you saw them, you would never know. And see, some of these attorneys who come down and they talk and they say a lot of things. I looked around in the room last night and I looked at one attorney and I was like, wow, he has no idea that he's sitting next to a person that was incarcerated, person that he's fighting it, because they come down, when I tell you, they come down dressed. The men are in suits and ties, the ladies are dressed. Like it's amazing. If you get a chance, you got to come down to Annapolis. And when they speak with authority. Gordon gave his testimony last night. And I don't know if Gordon even knows how much power he has in his voice when he speaks. I don't know if he knows. But Gordon is the gentleman that was arrested and incarcerated at age 15 and just got out, I think, in November. He's 58. He speaks with so much power and authority. And he is somebody that I know is going to be a force to be reckoned with once he is free to go about and do what he wants to do. That man has a voice. Hamza, same thing. Donald Bavello, same thing. These people, and I'm glad that they're there. I'm glad that we can see their face. I'm glad that we can hear their voice. I'm glad that they're able to sit in front of these legislators, these attorneys, and speak with no fear and say what they want to say. Because if they don't, the assumption is that a lot of them come out and they go right back in. And we all have learned, and I already knew this from going to the sessions, that a lot of them don't go back in. There's a guy, Desmond Hanif Perry. I'm so impressed with him. I have to have him back on the show. This man has done more in the 1 year that he's been out than people that have never been incarcerated. He's doing so much. And so we have to give people their props, whether they've been incarcerated or not. We got to give them their props for, yep, they're saying, yep, I did do that. I did do the crime, but I'm out now. And so Gordon said last night, I'm trying to do as much as I can to make it right. But Gordon, don't go too fast. Take your time. The fact that you're coming down to Annapolis, listen, that's it right there. Because you're a voice for those who are inside, and you know what it's like to be on the inside. And so you're shedding light on what's going on, and we all appreciate it. And I'm sure the people that you left behind appreciate it. Miss Gwen, Miss Gail, Miss Etta, Mr. Zell, Miss Lily, same thing. You ladies are down there fighting, lending your voice, your time. We appreciate it, and I'm sure the ones that you left. And listen, shout out to you also, because what all of you told me is that you told the people inside, if I ever get out, I'm going to fight for you. And that's exactly what you're doing. And so with this platform, it's to give all of you a voice to not only be heard in Annapolis, but we want you to be heard everywhere. So when you come on this platform, you can be on social media, you can be on the radio. And so that's the purpose of having everybody on. So let's see. He has not come on yet. Um, Kayla, I don't know if you're listening, but can you send me a text and tell me what time Monty has to go to work? Because I think she's working tonight too, or she's either at an event. But can you just send me a text and tell me what time he has to go to work? And I want him to know that people are still hanging on, waiting to hear from him. Because I know y'all ain't come on here to look at me. So I'm just, we're all waiting to hear his voice. But he may or may not be able to come on, because I see this 7:41. So I'm not really sure if he'll be able. Hopefully we can still hear from him. And his brother is still waiting. And we actually figured out how to do this in another way tonight. So I was kind of excited, because I wanted to see if it was going to work, but now I'm not really sure. So Kayla, if you can, let me see. I might have to call her or text her, because let me just see. We're going to support Monty no matter what. We're going to give him our support. So let me call her real quick. But yeah, if anybody has any questions or comments, please feel free to ask. Let me see if she's going to text. Somebody's texting me now. Oh, okay. She said that probably would help if I turned the light on so I can read this. She said that he. I'm about to go eat. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm coming. He said he leaves for work at 8. Oh, okay. All right. He leaves for work at 8 p.m. Okay, everybody. So listen. Okay, listen. I know that you're listening to. So this is what we're going to do. If that actually happened, I'm not going to hold everybody up. So you guys, something happened today at the facility where he is. And this is what I'm talking about. And this is why we have to fight. And we got to make sure that we let all of these brothers and sisters know that we're praying for them, that we're supporting them. Something happened at the facility where he is currently at. So this is the reason why he probably cannot come to the phone tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this live, and I want to just check and make sure that he's okay. Kay, if you can, just call me. It doesn't matter what time it is. Just call me tonight. Let me know that he's okay and everything's good. And I will, you know, if he can talk to you. Now, if you don't have time to talk to me, I want you to have your time with him. You go ahead, you all talk, let him know that we've all been on here. We're waiting for him, we're supporting him. We hope that everything is okay. But, if you can, give me a few minutes, and then give me a few minutes. People who are texting me, just give me a few minutes, and please let me finish the show. You guys see me, I'm on the show. Let me finish the show, and then we will. I'll call you later. Let me finish with this show with Monty. So yeah, so just let me know. Just text me. If all you can do is just text me, just let me know that everything is okay. But something happened in his facility today, so that is what's keeping him from being able to come to the phone. So let's keep Monty in prayer. Yeah, I know I'm out in Baltimore. Somebody was walking up towards the car. I had to stop for a minute. So let's keep Monty in prayer. Let's keep everybody, and not just the facility that he's in, but in all of them. Let's keep them in prayer. And we want to make sure that he's okay. As a matter of fact, I'm a chaplain, so I'm going to pray right now. Father God, we thank you so much for another day. We thank you for your blessings. We thank you for your mercy, and we thank you for your grace. I pray for my brother Monty, that you would continue to bless him, that you would continue to keep him. I know that he was so excited about coming on the show tonight to just say hi to everybody, to talk to everybody. And we know that things happen for a reason. So I pray that you have kept him safe throughout whatever is going on at that facility, as well as the other people who are there. And we just give you the glory, the honor, and the praise. And we look forward to speaking to him again. In Jesus' name, amen. So we're going to continue to pray. All right. That's all we can do. And I thank all of you so much for coming on. Thank you for waiting out with me. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for waiting. And thank you for being patient, patiently waiting for him to come on. His brother, he had, I love that he has the support of his brother and friends and, family and his fiance. So thank you all for keeping me posted on both ends about, what's going on. He goes to work at 8. I guess he'll be able to go to work at 8. I'm not sure, but let's just keep him in prayer. Okay. So my name is Dr. Lady J. Stay tuned because at 8 o'clock, we have the Women of Wisdom. All of these ladies have served some serious time. Okay. Some serious time. And they are warriors and they are out here working on behalf of those who are still behind the wall. So make sure you tune in at 8 o'clock and listen to Women of Wisdom. And I want to say to all of you that these shows normally come on Thursday. But because we were in Annapolis until almost midnight last night, I pushed the shows to Friday. I apologize for being in the car and for moving around, but normally on Fridays, I don't do anything. I am resting, and on Fridays, my son normally takes me out to dinner. And so that's why I've been in the car, and that's what I'm about to do in a few minutes. But I did not want him to miss his show tonight, and I didn't want the ladies to miss their show. So thank you so much. I apologize for all the noise and people just all the stuff going on in the background. Somebody's asking about community church. Um, Tomorrow we will not be having community church because I have to go to a women's empowerment um, summit, or I forgot what it's called. I want to say it in the right way. So I will be in DC all day tomorrow, all day at a women's empowerment summit. But we will be back next Saturday for community church. Okay. So God bless all of you. Like I said, continue to keep my brother Monty. I've adopted him as my little brother. So keep my little brother Monty in prayer. Keep everybody in prayer and keep those who are out, those who are just coming out into this crazy world after being incarcerated for so long. Keep them in prayer. All right. My name is Dr. Lady J. I appreciate everybody. Have a great weekend and stay tuned for the next show. Monty, we love you, and we'll be here next week when you come on. All right. Everybody take care.